Somebody just picked this mango off the tree and gave it to me. I wanted to address something about what I've seen and what I learned about life and the situation that I'm in. I realize, like, a lot of people, my countrymen, when they come to those places and settle, they don't build nothing in their country in case situations like this happen. A lot of the people that was deported have gone crazy and lost their minds. They're walking around here like zombies because their mind is somewhere else. They haven't settled their mind back into their country because they're always thinking of going back, or what they had, or what they're missing out on, or whatever the case. So then they start losing, and that's a sad situation. So you got to make sure you build something here, just in case that country decides to send you back, or you decide to come back. That's very, very important. It's very important. You see, like I said, man, life is amazing, man. Like, when people address me, they always feel sorry for me. Don't feel bad for me, man. Feel good for me, because I was sent here for a reason. I was sent here to bring all my abilities to my country and help my country build. I was building everything in America. Taxes, houses, businesses, whatever the case may be. And at the end of the day, they looked at me like I was a piece of you-know-what, because I'm not one of their people. So they actually did me a favor. And when I come back, I'm going to move different in America. I'm here to build my country and take care of my people for the time being. I was sent here for a reason. And I have something for you that I'm going to upload in my next post. So I want you to look at it. And I want you to listen to these videos that I posted, just so you can get an idea of where I'm coming. Also learned not to have any animosity towards the country, because the country is doing what the country does, and an oppressor will always do what he feels is the best interest for his own people and country. I was just mad that I'm coming home to a country that's being conquered by other people, and other people are gaining and living off the resources and enjoying my island while I'm being deported to it. And even the people in America, all the people in America, remember, Africa built America, so all the black people in America should not be running for their lives in America. You built that country, so that country is yours. You invented everything there, 90% of the things there. So I'm not worried about the oppressor changing himself. I just want the people to change their selves and understand and start viewing things from a different perspective and seeing the world for what it really is. My case is a very, very unique case, because I've been in the country so long and I accumulated the American dream that became a nightmare, and I was viewed as a person that wasn't even in the country based on the policies of the U.S. government, which I will touch on in detail in the future. But for now, when I went through that maze and I got lost, and I was detained for months, and then they finally deported me. They put us through so much, like, it's like they was torturing us when they were sending us back home. Chains, shackles, we had to sleep on the floors, etc. Move from state to state to state to state just to get deported. And I seen a guy on the plane pass out because he did not want to go home. But I did not view it that way. I viewed it as I'm going home to do what I'm supposed to do. Viewed it as an opportunity for me to bring my awareness, my knowledge that I gained back to my island, because I learned so much from being in there. And I met some of the greatest people that I will ever meet in my life. And they taught me so much about life, and just seeing things from their view and their perspective, and seeing where they come from and how hard their life is, and they still had a smile on their face. And some of them even came from the prison to go into another prison, spend all this money to come to this country to be in a prison, which is America, whatever the case may be. And a lot of them came through the jungles. A lot of them came from war-torn countries just to seek a better life. And I see things from a different perspective, from different angles, not just from the American views. You understand? One of the most painful things that I had to endure was knowing that my kids got a haircut or had to get a haircut from another person. That was something that I did not have control over, you know. And a lot of the things and the suffering comes from the lack of control that I did not have anymore, the lack of freedom, the lack of being able to get up when I want to and make moves when I want to. So that caused suffering. The stress and the blood pressure just came from me being detained and knowing that I'm in trouble. I didn't count the time. I made the time count. Because in the beginning, the stress level was so high. But as I got comfortable in my own mind, I started doing things that I was used to doing. I started cutting here and there. I started training people. We started training religiously. I got in the best shape of my life. I'm not getting skinny, I'm getting cut. I got in the best shape of my life, and that helped us relieve stress. I was the trainer, I was the barber, and I was also the lawyer, because I learned a lot about laws, and I wrote people's letters and stuff like that, because a lot of them don't speak English or understand English, and I watch these people talk to them a certain way because these people don't understand certain things. So I had to be a leader inside of there. And when I left, it was a very depressing day, and I actually got emotional because I was leaving such great people. And I hope we will link. We will link one day.
That's what I want.
Somebody just picked this mango off the tree and gave it to me. Yo, a lot of the deportees and all the people that come here, I realize a lot of them have lost their minds. I see some of them wandering the streets. My mother was showing me some of them and how they are now and what they used to do in America. I heard guys when I was coming home with them talking about all the stuff they owned, all the cars, this, that, but we're being deported. You know what I'm saying? What did we build here? That's the question. You know, we have to teach our kids to build something here instead of always thinking of going to foreign to build stuff and not even coming back. You know, it's a must that you build a foundation just in case they kick you out of their country, because that's the direction that they're moving in. And a lot of people that get deported, they don't have their mind here. Their mind is still in America, so they're just thinking of getting back, or they just start losing it, and then they end up going crazy. It's a matter of time before I come back. It's based on the process that I go through and how quickly I want to come back. Honestly, if it wasn't for my kids, I would not come back to that country, because I don't feel like that country is in the best interest of certain people. And I felt like I gave them all that they wanted. I was a taxpayer, I was a community leader, I was a mentor, I was a father, but I also wanted to let people know that, like I said, I learned a lot of things about how things really work, and I met a lot of people and I spoke to a lot of people, and I'm willing to share all my information. That's why I put everything on the table. I'm not afraid to express my life and share my testimony, because my testimony is going to show a lot of people a lot of things about life and how life really is. I lived a rough life, and what's funny is, like, although I was in the country and I put in so much work in the country, another person from a certain country that the United States would be looked at better than me because of where they come from. You know, I'm from a shithole country, as they would say. So when I came back down here trying to make my moves, I was jumbled up into the bunch of people that was trying to come back. So I don't know, they have new executive orders, and I became collateral damage to those executive orders, because when I felt like they was treating me a certain way, I decided to take matters into my own hands. That's how I ended up in San Diego in Alta Mesa. And as I go through my postings, I will detail those things and show you my process, because I was recording as well on my journey, you know. Just so to be honest with you though, right? To be honest with you, go have a seat, man. Over here. Over there. Be honest with you, right? Hey, chill. Just chill. Let me do my videos, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, I will break it down in more detail, because when you have a case, certain people have certain cases, and they don't treat you different based on the things that you do in the country. Like, if you look at my case, you would figure that they would separate me from people that are here trying to come up. But once I came here, I was thrown in the midst of everybody else. My case wasn't special like that, you know. So like I said, it's a long story, and I ended up taking matters into my own hands, and certain things happened. But I will address that in due time. I'm on a tree, man. Look. To climb up on the tree. It's that island life stuff, man. Yeah, it's a shooting. It's a shooting across the street in the park. National Heroes Park. That's the thing, like the mentality of a lot of the people that I'm going to address in my next postings, you know, need to be fixed, because the mindset of the people is what is destroying a lot of the country, while the other people are coming in and just sweeping it under the rug from them, you know. So the people and the inhabitants have to learn how to take advantage and change their ways. Look, it's a crime scene over there, right there.
What kind of spinach is this?
Had to climb up the tree to go look at the park. Look at my mother, my nosy mother in the mix. Look at her.